Most of those who have attended the Basic 1 seminar or one of the basic seminars know the exercises mantra or always during prayer, heart prayer, Jesus prayer. These are different names. And the mantra is our magic wand. So in the mantra, we swirl our energy, our attention like a whirlwind on a physical level, and thus achieve a mega high level of concentration. A magic wand can also be used for this purpose. It's not magical in itself, but because you have a host like this, the Zen people in my circle, the Catholic Church, a wafer, so that a precise concentration is collected, it's like diffuse light, which laser beam is bundled. And if you constantly stare at the same point at the top 3 with high concentration, it will of course be magically, extremely energetically charged, and the mantra is something like your invisible magic wand. There is a very high point of concentration, and you can speak it into your body for your own body in order to experience healing. But that has side effects. What does speaking into my body mean? So you say this mantra to yourself, and beforehand your attention may wander. Where are the 10 spots here? Then you can try circling your head beforehand, or what about your shoulders, or I can still reach my toe while standing or something like that. There are X ways you can tell if there is tension somewhere. And in the direction where the tension is, i.e. into it, do you speak the mantra? So most people say it to themselves, and now you just always choose a tense place where you mentally say it. So where this attention of the mantra goes is here place. Now comes the leaflet about real side effects. Tension is there because emotions are stored there. So emotions, negative feelings, that always end up on the bottom of your sea, like sediment. Unfortunately, the bottom of the sea is the body, and that's where the feelings sediment. And that is solidified energy, and that's why the muscles become solid. It could also be a shock-like accident or something, but then the shock of the accident is still in the muscles. Either way, these feelings will unfortunately blow up in your face when you point your healing magic wand there. That was the side effect. That's why you have the love mysticism, Maria or help Joseph or something like that, or Ganesha or whoever you have chosen as a nice family. And in doing so, you gain experience in it. So I mobilized my back again. Unfortunately, I had really bad nights. Unfortunately, I always started when I was falling asleep because I had more important things to do beforehand. Of course, that made me ruin my night. But I would have done it anyway. I would have been too lazy to lie face down on the couch. So that's also recommended during a boring meeting, during a train ride or something like that. So you still have enough time to get out of those emotions. Sometimes images may fly through your mind, just memories, and your body will suddenly tell you where it comes from. This will help you develop a very refined feeling for your body. I haven't looked at any anatomy books to date, but I was able to tell my back therapist that I don't think they can even get to the back vertebrae, because the tension, that should be the case, goes down here from the pelvis up there to behind the kidneys, that there are still muscles running long, and they are very tight. Maybe try them from the other side. Something like that. And that was simply my preliminary practice for many years, until I consciously noticed in other bodies where there was such hardening or tension. But imagine that you simply cannot perceive this until you feel these different levels in your own body. How do you want to feel her in a foreign body? Nevertheless, for those who initially see little, there is a second trick, i.e., healing from the mantra. So, as I said, a lot of energy. That's when I, for example, my mantra is Jesus Christ. Say Jesus Christ for the cause of my short-sightedness. My body is very, very fine, so very accessible as an energy structure, so to speak. It reacts immediately, then it says, hey, you had panicked stress. You now have a rheumatoid cervical vertebra change when you were 30. Do you remember he says that you couldn't even look over your shoulder for a while? And that was only because it hurt so much. It was simply blocked. It couldn't be turned anymore. It brings back lots of memories. You had to get glasses to read the little Hebrew dots in a Hebrew script. You had that very early on. Was too much stress. And then I just had to ask my physiotherapist, tell me, could it be that there is something coming off of this place that has to do with the eyes, the optic nerve, or something like that? Yep. That showed me, wow, it's just enough. I don't even have to be aware of it when I have something. I don't have to get rid of the symptom. It's a chain. And when people ask me, yes, I have what I know. I have tinnitus or somehow rheums or something. I have no idea either, because then I speak quietly inside the system of the other Jesus Christ for the cause of. Then something in my body is shown to me as a display. But in order for me to have a display at all, it has to be activated. And if you imagine, I would still have a lot of depression, anxiety, and so on. That's not plastic enough, because nothing of your body could be reproduced in mine. And I am aware that I cannot make any highly precise statements about the position of the left cervical vertebra, because I know that it is still firmly with me. So the area is not suitable as a precise display. So the more you are simply in the space of possibilities, rather than a fixed structure, the more suitable you are as a display. Because I differentiate, yes, this is how you and others heal, just as simple as the method, blind, a little seeing, so that you get immediate feedback. How much energy do I still have to send in, or how far have we come today, or something like that. Of course it's more fun, but you don't have to at all. You can just trust it. Such a basis. If you are worried about someone, for example, just add it to the back of your mantra. That's the variant that I mentioned in the basic seminar. Mantra as intercession, for which the Christians speak as a dialect. So that means, I love Magdalena too, or something like that. So let's use that for the Swiss regulations. Music is not about linguistic meaning. It's about simply directing rivers. And for the river, that makes sense. O God, you in me, I in you, also in Egon. So, just hang it at the back, so that it is connected to the energy field. Light and love for the cause of mine. So I've now tested it in practice and it works. And that as information anyway. You have a core mantra, and within the core mantra you can vary over time. So, if at some point you say, no, I am, it's too stupid for me, or some people have always only had light and love, and then at some point, wow, I am light and love. So there is a change in the mantra, because otherwise I say yes always, no, 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 it has to stay the same. You can then also say I am, which I am also for regular.